So as I sit here in Mexico on the beach, I can only get to via a boat. It just reaffirms to me my faith in life and how blessed I am. Not really looking at the camera because I'm too busy taking in the beauty around the ocean, birds, the blue, the sky, the water, in contrast with the sand, the white, the cream of the sand. I've had many times in my life where I've really had to trust and go with faith. My faith that I will always be held. My faith that life has a way of taking care of me, even when it's really difficult. I remember back in 2014, I'd been through a really difficult time. Family and things, and I couldn't work for quite a while because I was so broken from it. And those moments of being broken also brought with it a great strength and awareness. And of course there've been plenty of times before that I'd gone through these moments, because that's life, that's what it does. And some friends, we all had this conversation about going to Bali. For me it was a bit of a joke at the time, because I knew I had no money to be able to go there. But before I knew it, the flights were booked, which were actually probably a bit more than I would normally have paid. I'm quite good at searching for things and getting the best deals. That's not about being tight with money, it's just about being more, I like it to go places. I like to be able to spend it on the things that I enjoy to spend it on. Flights are great, but I also prefer to have that spare cash to do other things. And so all of a sudden I had to find the money, and I sat in my altar in my prayer room, and I said to God, the God of my understanding, if I am to go to Bali, then I need the money by the weekend. That's when I have to pay the flights to the person that had paid for mine. I think that was the Tuesday or the Wednesday. And it's that thing about surrendering it over and not being in control, but asking that great universal force. And of course we all have different names, and I use loads of different names for that highest, powerful, loving, beautiful energy that surrounds us and is within us. And so I just said, if that's what I'm to do, if that's what you want of me, then please bring me the money. Friday, a good friend of mine came along with my family for dinner, and they said to me, just whispered in my ear, just put some money in the cupboard for you, I've got a feeling you need it. And I hadn't shared with anybody the asking. And when I looked in the cupboard, there was £1,000 there, and that was the amount I'd asked for. And said, if you want me to go, I need £1,000, because that was not far off what the price of the flight was. This person had no money. fact, this person wasn't far off being homeless, and they used to come to my house. I used to feed them, and they'd sleep and sometimes and have showers and different things. Actually sold the car. Wow, amazing. So there was my answer. And I know that that person has also received many rewards since then. And that's because it was meant. That's because that's what I was to do. It's a bit like me sitting here on the beach in Mexico. And I've been feeling this for a while too. Where not knowing what's happening, not knowing what's coming, it's been a really big time, I guess. And I just went with it. I knew the calling within me was to come here. I knew that there was something to happen whilst I'm here. Of course, some of it is also to do work, but it's bigger than that. It's trusting that real strong inner wisdom, that inner knowing. For me, also that God calling to tell me I have to be here for the next stages, the next steps of my life. People keep asking me, am I moving here? I don't know. I know nothing at this moment in time. And this is where I have to have my faith, to believe that I'm held. And I know that my life presents with it over and over again if I just have faith, which is not always easy. Sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes it's I can feel the emotions coming within me, and I have to keep grounding and breathing and trusting. They'll be taken care of, bigger than better, every single time. And I don't mean necessarily it has to be something bigger, or it has to be something more expensive, even though quite often that's what's given. But just more miracles. And it's the small stuff that I'm so grateful for as well. You know, the other day I was seeing humpback whales out in the ocean, and I'm like, oh, I'd love to see them more close up. The very next morning, sitting on a friend's balcony, and there they were close for an hour playing. So when I ask, I'm given, and I see the beauty of here. The beauty of being able to sit on this beach with the birds and the ocean and the people and the trees and friends, because I have faith just to get on that plane. And it might seem strange at times that, you know, well, how's that faith you've got on a plane and you work? No, it's not always about that, because sometimes there's a lesson to learn. And part of my lessons sometimes is that things are stripped away from me because I have to understand something for the next level of teaching. And in those moments, when those things are being stripped away, it's not always easy to go, oh, right, okay, there's the lesson, or I'm being taught something, and I have to have faith that everything that's needed is being provided. That the next bit, the next step under my feet, God will light. Sometimes it's with water, sometimes it's with sand, sometimes it's beautiful grass. But I have faith, and I know that everything that happens, it's for the next stage of my evolvement, for the next steps of my work. And there's times I'm taken to places because that's what I'm to do. I'm to help somebody, I'm to help the community, I'm to help the land. faith that I can trust that this is my divine path. And maybe yours isn't to follow the same path that mine is, but we have to let go of control, because when we try to control things, that's when it becomes really difficult and painful and frightening and scary. So I ask, I say, I give it you. I choose to let go of it. Show me. Just like when I let go, there was nowhere else to go. And there was another moment after that, when we went to Bali. You know, I met some clients that came that were from China, and my next journey was to China, which led to Singapore and Malaysia and Hong Kong and Thailand and to different places, and all of it just kept opening up and opening up. But there was a moment in between Bali and going to China and back to Bali where again my life came back to that nothingness. And I just again said, if you want me to do this work, you're going to have to change it. You're going to have to change my worries around money, because I can't live like that anymore. It lowers the vibration, it lowers everything within me, because I become fearful. To just not be able to pay my bills takes me to that place of deep, deep fear within me. And within no time at all, I was taken through to a new realm and asked to sell everything, to let go of absolutely everything in my life, including the people around me, my family, my friends, all the things that I thought were going to be secure. I had to let it all go and just trust. And in doing so, that's where it all came. I got the email from China, and I received the opportunities of many things, including spending 10 days in Malaysia. And I knew that spending those 10 days in Malaysia, I was also rooting an energy there, which then brought me back to work there. All of it is about trusting. I remember somebody saying, you know, you remind me of the cartoon with Daffy Duck, where he's almost sleepwalking on a building site, and he's about to walk off the edge because the scaffolding has finished, but because he's asleep, he does. But she said, you're not asleep, you keep walking and you know that God will light the step under your feet. And it's true. It's really true. And we all used to live this way, but we've forgotten it. It's asking. Another friend of mine said to me, God's never been man, so God can't think, but it is God's job to give us what we ask for. So make sure you ask. But I've also learned to be really careful about what I ask for, because I've had some tough lessons in that one as well. Some very tough lessons in that. So be clear what you're asking for. Make sure it's really right, and make sure that it allows that freedom for God to work the magic within it as well. Remember your faith. Remember that life holds you, and the beauty of life, just like here in Mexico. Blessings.